Hey everyone, it's Derek Boyko back with draftmagic.com with another Return to Ravnica 8-4Q here. We have a very uninteresting pack with a bad rare, very bad uncommon. This card would be so much better if it was just tapped, but the 3 mana is ridiculous. So very mediocre commons. I really don't see anything here I even want, but this is a charm. So we're going to take that. We will kind of hope that this draft goes quickly because I have a Draft Magic podcast coming up, which either will already have been uploaded or should be coming up soon, whichever happens first. And hopefully I'm not lying because we've tried to get this podcast running about 3 times now and just haven't gotten enough people together to really run it. So we'll see what happens here. I'm not even sure what the topics are going to be. It'll probably be Return to Ravnica Limited. But if it's not, I don't know. Could be related to some standard. We'll kind of figure it out from there. This is our second pack. First person, or the person to our right anyway, obviously took the rare. We will be taking either Hellhole Flailer or Gorehouse Chainwalker, I believe. Justicar is fine. It's actually not the worst. This card's only really good, I think, in Azorius, where you actually want that double detain, because the 2/2 body just isn't that relevant. But I think it's very easily Flailer or Chainwalker. I just want to be an aggressive deck in this format. Chainwalker leaves us open for possibly some sort of Izzet deck, but I mean, that's our first pick, and it's not even that interesting. So I'm going to take the Flailer here. I really hope to be Rakdos if I can. This is basically a bunch of garbage, Electromancer, Injunction, Chainwalker, and I guess a Guildgate. This one is a very easy Chainwalker, though. I really like the Izzet aggro deck, I really like the Rakdos deck, and I think those are the 2 decks you want to be in. This is incredibly interesting, actually. There's a Splatter Thug and a Dead Reveler for the Rakdos deck, but there's obviously a Stab Wound. I don't actually like Stab Wound. Alright, you're gonna... Let me clarify this, because I'm going to get a lot of hate if I don't do it properly. Stab Wound's very good. Very good. I just don't think it's very good in the Rakdos Aura deck that I usually end up drafting, because you usually just play it as a deadweight. You almost never get that extra 2 life out of it, or if you do, maybe once or twice at most. It's not exactly a win condition. That said, I think I'm still taking Stab Wound here. It's obviously the best card for our deck. But I really do actually like the Splatter Thug here as well. I think Stab Wound's very clearly the pick. Then we get a bunch of garbage for what we're trying to do anyway. There's a Slum Reaper, which I don't like a lot in Rakdos. It's actually better in Golgari, but it's okay. Security Blockade. I think that's the 3rd Arrestor, I want to say. Yeah, I don't know, I guess we just take a Slum Reaper. I really do want to be Rakdos at this point if I can help it. For that same reason, I don't really want a bunch of 5-drops in my deck. I like 1 or 2 of these. Dead Reveler is obviously going to be the pick. I wouldn't mind, like I said last time I was drafting this, I wouldn't mind taking Teleportal here too. And honestly, we could be in some other deck but Rakdos. The Slum Reaper isn't exactly a great sign, and the Stab Wound was 3rd pick, which is sort of late, but not that late. So I could potentially be Izzet, for instance, splash Stab Wound and Flailer still, and take Teleportal. But I think I want the Dead Reveler here. It's one of the better 3-drops, anyway. This is either the Spawn or a Guildgate. Charm is also okay. But, like I said, I do like a couple of these. Maybe we should be moving away from Rakdos. I mean, we have a couple black cards here. We could just move into Golgari. I don't really like taking Gatecreeper Vine, though. This card is pay 2 mana, gain 3 to 5 life, get a land. It's okay. Golgari Charm is good. I don't think it's, again, worth moving into, though. So we'll go with that. And then we have a Dagger Drone Imp or a Trader's Instinct. I really like Trader's Instinct. Don't really think I want the Guildgate. Like I said before with Rakdos, it's just not a card you usually want in your Rakdos deck. Tap lands just mess up your curve really badly. The Imp's pretty good too if we get the enchantments, but Trader's Instinct I usually want 1 or 2 in my deck. These are all bad. We'll take the Keening Apparition though. Could be the best against us. And Pyroconvergence is a card I wanted to see working. I haven't actually built a deck about this yet, or for this yet. I could just take the second spawn. That would be perfectly fine. I mean, right now we only have 2 cards that work with this. There's not a whole lot in Rakdos that do work with that. There's like a Shred Freak, I guess. These are all bad. Take the Lifelinker. Wow, really? Well, I don't want to say that Rakdos is open. It hasn't seemed too open, but that's a very late Dead Reveler. So that's probably a good sign. Lizard or Skullrend. I don't think we'll play a Skullrend. Lizard might actually make the deck just as a random 1/1. Or a random 1 drop anyway. So I'll take that over the random 5 drop 2 damage spell. Not a terrible start to a Rakdos deck. A very late Dead Reveler there. I don't remember. I think that was the Splatter Thug pack, so we probably have an Izzet drafter next to us that took a Splatter Thug and left the Dead Reveler because we took the Stab Wound in that pack. So if he's an Izzet, we can expect probably not a lot of red pack 3, but it should still flow pack 2 here. So just something to keep in mind, I suppose. I'll be right back once the next pack... Actually, never mind. Hey. I guess we just take a 2-drop. I could potentially see taking like a Civic Saber. It's good with Flailer, it's good on our 1-drop. It's decent with Spawn, and if we get anything like the Shred Freaks, it'll be decent. But Real Kill is a decent 2-drop, and if we get any of the actual auras, it'll be decent. So, yeah, let's just take that. This is very easily a Street Spasm. If Street Spasm wasn't here, we would be taking probably Lobber Crew, because we just don't need any more 5-drops for the long legs. We already have the 2 spawns, so we don't need that. Yep. Very easy Street Spasm. This card's very good. I've been blown out by it a lot as a Selesnya deck, even with the Overload, even on some sort of ridiculous splash as just like a red-black or red-X kill spell that they somehow got to Overload to. It's a very good card. And then we get a Stab Wound number 2. Again, I would like the Civic Saber. Right now it doesn't look great in our deck, but it is still an aura that you can move around. And sometimes that is good enough. Yeah, Stab Wound. Very easy. Lordy, it's my birthday. It's a hellhole flailer. I actually do want this Chainwalker. We need a bunch of good 2-drops, but yeah, that card is very good. We'll take a Rogue's Passage. This card's been very good for me. It's very, very good even on Spawn or Flailer. Just a nice way to push through a bunch of damage in the mid to late game. And people were complaining about me not playing Rage Mutt. Well, obviously there's nothing here, so we'll take it. I'm not sure if it makes the final deck as it is right now, but it should be pretty decent. Right now we're playing it anyway. We need a lot more 2-drops for me to feel comfortable here. 2 is not nearly enough. But my biggest problem with building Rakdos decks in this format is if you get all the 3-drops, like the Dead Revelers, the Splatter Thugs, and you just don't get any of the early drops, you tend to just not curve out at all and get ran over. So something to keep in mind. I don't want that to happen if I don't have to. So we'll have to basically take like Chainwalkers over anything else. I don't really want a Crasher in my deck, like I said. I don't think I need a second Rage Mutt, but Blister Coil Weird's gonna be pretty terrible. I think I'm just gonna take the Rage Mutt, just so someone doesn't think Rakdos is actually still open leading into the next pack. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna get a lot of red next pack anyway. So I'm not sure how much that matters. I don't really think I want to hate like a Centaur's Herald though. So yeah, I guess we'll take the Rage Mutt. We did get the Civic Saber. Civic Saber's pretty good on Rage Mutt. Turns it into a 5/3. Very good on Hellhole Flailer for an extra 2 damage. Is it better than a Dagger Drome Imp? We really need 2 drops. This is certainly not the best 2-drop. But it's pretty good with our Deviant Glee. That's it right now, though. Maybe I just want the Saber. I'm actually gonna pass on the Imp. I don't know if that's right or not. This one, again, I don't really want to be hitting their hand in Rakdos. I like this card a lot in Golgari, where you're setting up your defenses and then just get their last couple cards. But I don't think we want this. We probably just want a Dino Charge. I don't even know if we'll play it right now. Oh, that sucks. The second Saber actually came back. That means I should have just taken the Imp. Well, we'll take the second Saber. It's not necessarily the worst thing that could have happened. Right now I don't want to play these 2 lizards, but I could see it possibly happening. Still a decent deck. We have way too many 5-drops though, so I'll probably end up cutting at least one of those. But not a terrible start. Well, I said that we would take Chainwalker over pretty much anything. I think Mortars qualifies as something else that I want to pick though. Yep. If Mortars wasn't here, I would definitely take Chainwalker, but this card's absurd. Oh, wow. So this is the best 4-drop for the Rakdos deck. It's also very, very good for the Izzet deck. Our opponent to the right, who we thought was in red, didn't take it. He took a common or a foil over it. If it was a common, you would definitely take this over Annihilating Fire in the Izzet deck, so the guy directly to our right is likely not an Izzet. I'm not sure how much that matters, though. But yeah, we're definitely taking Giant. That guy is absurd. 5/4 trample is so big. And, okay. So now we get our Chainwalker we were looking for. Very easy pick. Looks like even a couple people to our right are probably not in red. So that's very interesting. I was expecting at least someone to be in red to our right, but it appears that it is probably 2 or 3 to our left instead. Wow. Yeah, this draft's coming together. Not really much to talk about when the deck sort of just builds itself. Right now we're even cutting a card. It'll probably be a Lizard. I think I want the Pursuit of Flight here over like a Guildmate, or Guildgate anyway, or a Jailbreaker. Pursuit of Flight's a very good card. So if we cut a Lizard here, or even both Lizards, we have 14 creatures, Double Saber, Deviant Glee, Pursuit of Flight, and a bunch, and I do mean a bunch of removal. Most premium removal. This deck seems very good. I still would like to get rid of some of these 5-drops though. So that is what I'm looking at this point. Out of these cards, I would probably play Cobble Brute over a Spawn at this point, or one of the 2 Rage Mutts. Cobble Brute's not that good here, but I mean it's better than like hating a Skywatch, for instance. Gutter Snipe? Interesting. It's either Gutter Snipe or Guildgate. I suppose I might play 1 Guildgate. Really don't like him, especially if I'm playing Passage. Gutter Snipe has, what, 1, 2, 3 spells in our whole deck? It's not very good. I guess I'll take the Guildgate. A second Guildgate. We probably want the Swindler so I can cut one of the 5-drops. This isn't a very good card, obviously. But it's better than just having a bunch of 5-drops. Wow. That's a very late Chainwalker. What if we just cut both of these? This deck seems very good. 1, 2, 24. So I guess we cut Cobble Brute. Maybe we don't need both Sabers, but I feel like that's not the worst that we could have. Make all of our guys trade up. Make our Dead Revelers 4/4s, which isn't totally irrelevant. This guy into a 6/4. This guy into a 5/3. Guildmage into a 4/2. Yeah, it seems fine. Wow, this deck is very good. And we get a chance at another Guildgate or a Dark Revenant. This guy is evasive. Maybe he's better in Rakdos. It's just a card I feel is completely unplayable, though. We don't really need it. I guess I'll take the second Guildgate, just on the off chance I actually want to play it. Spear Safety is annoying, but not the end of the world. Definitely hating a Catacomb Slug here. Take that for the sideboard. Treasure Find's actually not the worst. And hey, we have an actual deck. So we have a couple cards to figure out that we're going to be cutting here. I feel like I am probably playing the Rage Mutts because of the Civic Sabers. I also didn't get as many Deviant Glees as I would like for the 6/4 instead, so we're probably going to play both Rage Mutts in this deck. Well, let's just put all this together. I want at least one Swindler, probably not both. I don't know about the Slum Reaper either, but we will figure that out. I don't think we need either Lizard. All of this is going in. Cobblebrute can go over there. Both Rage Mutts and one Spawn probably. So we have 22 right now. If we don't play this, we just put these two in. The Slum Reaper is pretty good with the Rogue's Passage. Since we're not playing a bunch of expensive spells, we could easily go 16 with this deck, I think. In that case, I think we probably do play both Guildgates, even if they are very awkward, considering we want to curve out on turn 2. At the very least, we don't have any 1-drops for them. I mean, I'm going to go against this. I don't really like the Guildgates in this format, but maybe I'll prove myself wrong with... and when I mean in this format, I mean in Rakdos in this format. But I might just prove myself wrong here, so we will see. The other cards, I think we just want the Swindler, even if it's not great. Still is fine with Civic Saber as a 3/2. It's good, obviously, with like our Pursuit of Flight. And we might even get to flipping some coins. I don't know about that, but you never know. Last card I would want in the deck would either be Cobblebrute or Slum Reaper. They're very similar cards. Slum Reaper at least has some removal to it, so we will put that in instead. So let's go ahead and figure out what is in our deck here. Another reason to run the Guildgates in this type of deck, even though I don't like them, is the Mizium Mortars. It's going to be normally pretty hard in Rakdos to hit triple red. If you do get past turn 6, though, you do definitely want to overload this. And if you get to 6 mana, that is going to be very, very good, obviously. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We have 7 2-drops. Yeah, this deck looks very good. Rogue's Passage, Rage Mud is also a pretty good combo. So we will do that. Moto suggests 7/6 that way. All of our good 2-drops are red. We need a lot more red than we need black for mortars. We don't have any double black spells. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we definitely need more red than black. That'll give us 8 black, 9 red, and a Rogue's Passage. Sounds good to me. So we have 16. Pretty good mana. All the best, like, 2-drops, minus the 2 Tavern Swindlers, I guess. This deck looks very, very good. So I will see you in round 1, and hopefully we can just sort of smash some face, and then when you're done, you can listen to a podcast. So, catch you then.